Hi, this is checkpoint 5.19 from section 5.3. I want us to use the fundamental theorem of calculus, part 2, to evaluate the integral from 1 to 2 of x to the negative fourth dx. So we don't have very many formulas for the antiderivative, except if we look at our derivative table, and then we can kind of write it backwards. Then we have some antiderivatives of some certain functions. In particular, the antiderivative of x to the n dx is going to be x to the n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. And then we throw in a constant c that we're not going to worry too much about for right now, but just say that this is the antiderivative. And so I put a plus c sitting over there. And we'll get to the plus c's later on. But in this case, what we want to do is find the general antiderivative for x to the negative fourth. So antiderivative of x to the negative fourth, we'll put antiderivative is going to be x to the, so we add 1 to the power, so it's negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3, and then we're going to divide by that same thing, negative 3. So this is going to be your antiderivative. Now, according to the fundamental theorem of calculus, this integral from 1 to 2 of x to the negative 4 dx is going to be essentially this antiderivative, x to the negative 3 divided by negative 3. And then we're going to evaluate this first at the top limit and then at the bottom limit. So we're going to evaluate this from 1 to 2. So this symbol says we're going to evaluate from 1 to 2, which means this is going to be 2 first to the negative 3 power divided by negative 3 minus 1 to the negative 3 power divided by negative 3. So we probably could have done a few things like take out this negative 1/3 out. That probably would have made things easier. And then we could also have rewritten x as the x cubed in the denominator, but let's go ahead and do that now. Negative 1/3 is a constant that can be taken out, and 2 to the negative 3, it'll be 2 to the third in the denominator, and 2 to the third is 8. And then we have a 1 to the negative 3, which is 1. And so this is going to be negative 7/8. Negative 1/3 times negative 7/8. And so this would be positive 7/24. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's your fundamental theorem of calculus using the fundamental theorem of calculus part 2, finding the antiderivative and evaluating it from A to B.